Hi, these comments are for M, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer of OTC Online TOEFL Course.com. And in your case, let me take a look at your email here. So you joined my course yesterday, and welcome. I'm glad to have you as one of my students. So you say, I'm following your advices, and you want to change this to advice because advice is an uncount noun, so they don't have singular plural forms. I am following your advice for the vocabulary part. In my test, I got a speaking score of 23, but I need 26 for my pharmacy license. You want to make sure you're not using those, use your punctuation. You're having some problems here. Do you have any advice for me? I have been practicing a lot, but I get nervous in the exam and probably I'm doing something wrong. Of course you're doing something wrong. I can tell you exactly what you're doing wrong based on your score, right? We can figure this out. But the main thing is, any of my students will tell you when you complete speaking practice, I will tell you everything you're doing wrong, down to the very word, down to your pronunciation patterns, your grammar, vocabulary, and your organization. I will tell you everything that you need to know to solve your problems to get better. But you must send me speaking practice. So if you send me speaking practice maybe 3 or 4 times a week, you're going to get feedback after each practice test. And you will get more confidence. You will be less nervous. Because every time you do a practice test, you know somebody's going to listen to it. And that somebody is me, who has about 30 years of experience and who has graded, thousands and thousands and thousands of speaking practice tests. So if you can submit speaking to me and you can calm your nerves with me, you can certainly do it during the TOEFL exam, because they will not be as hard as I will be on you as you're sending me your speaking practice. So to me, that's the most important thing, is to start sending me speaking practice. You should email it to me. You can go to Zaban TOEFL, TPO. You can take speaking prompts from my website, answer them, but send me the audio files to my email, and then I will comment. I will always tell you 3 things. Any possible pronunciation problems you're having. I will point out any vocabulary or grammar issues you're having, and I will talk about how well you're organizing and developing your ideas. You will always get comments in these areas. Now, if I see a really specific problem, I will recommend a specific lesson in my course to address that problem. But you must study the lesson. You can't just keep sending speaking over and over. You actually have to figure out what you're doing wrong and then study the lessons to strengthen those weak points, and that's how you're going to get better. Okay, so but let's take a look at the rubric and see what we can learn from the score of 23. Right? So let's look at this for a minute. So you're really kind of in the 3 range, right? So it says here, speech is generally clear, though, and here's a problem, minor difficulties with pronunciation. That means how well you're articulating the vowel and the consonant sounds. You're having some problems with specific vowel and consonant sounds. You could be having problems with tone and also pacing, right? The most likely problem with intonation is you're saying, hi, Michael, I need to get a score of 26 in the TOEFL. It's important for my pharmacy license. You may be speaking in a monotone. Now, pacing, it means the pauses. If you say, hi, Michael, I am taking the TOEFL exam in a few weeks, and I need a score of 26. So if you have too many pauses within the sentences that you speak, that can be a problem. So Either you got some problems with pronunciation, tone, or pacing, and it requires effort to understand what you're saying. Okay, so those are issues right now. That's why you're in the 3 range, 23 points. Okay, the next one. You have fairly automatic, effective use of grammar and vocabulary. It says fairly. It means not completely. Fairly coherent expression of relevant ideas. Response may exhibit some imprecise or inaccurate use of vocabulary or grammar structures, or be somewhat limited in the range of structures used. This may affect overall fluency. Fluency means you're trying to find the vocabulary and the grammar to express your ideas, so then you have to stop and think and pause a little bit, and then it goes also back to pacing. So if you have some problems with the range of grammar you're using, this may also affect your pacing. And then response is coherent and sustained. It says development is somewhat limited. It means that you need more specific details in there to help support your ideas. So you could have problems in one, this one, or all 3. So this is why you're in the 3 range right now. You just simply need to look at the actual rubric. You can actually see a general description of what you did. So this tells you what some of your problems are. Now, what I'm going to do is, as you submit your speaking practice test, I am going to show you in your speaking task what the problem is and then how it relates to the rubrics that you see here. That's what I will do. And then I will even recommend specific lessons to help you improve in those areas. Right? So if you go to integrated, it's similar. The delivery problems are very similar. Same thing here. And then you have the topic development. Your response contains some incompleteness, inaccuracy, or lack of specificity with respect to content or choppiness in the progression of ideas. Choppiness means you're not connecting things smoothly with transition words and other cohesive tools. So these are the issues. These are the issues before us right now. These are problems that you want to solve, right? Now, the good thing is we can deal with these things. I can help you solve all these problems. But the first step is to start sending the speaking practice test. That's what you want to do. All right? And thank you for your email. And thank you, most importantly, for joining my online TOEFL course.